Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Fuck, so let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body, listen. Body jump, body jump.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. When you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barbados and Su, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see.
Good night and welcome to Straight Up. We're on live. Slight technical problems in the studio, blackouts. And people are laughing. People are laughing at the blackouts. The frequent blackouts in Guyana. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. And it can only change once you see the backs of these corrupt people in office. We'll be right back with more of Straight Up as you share the link. We appreciate it.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know you keep the big shoes. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You hide the corruption inside the cup, look how we evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barbados and Su, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Zhi Rong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good...
How old are you?
I'm 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In Kitty.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Applied for a house lot?
Not yet.
Well, sit down. You're not participating on the enhancement of your own life. At 28 years, you should be making better life decisions. Think about it. Thank you. Bye.
It's like, I ain't even want to play out that Ross. I ain't even want to play out that odd. I just asked Lemon to just cut it so I could come right now tonight and talk to some of y'all. You know, call some of y'all friends and bring Rich down wherever. And once they're there, you tell them down in Fraser Street, is it Fraser Street? And run by the market and these sort of things, because I want to talk to y'all. But I don't want to distract any of you, right? I repeat, I don't want to distract no. Oh, sorry about that. My name is Mark Benshaw, and welcome to Straight Up, right? Lots and lots of raw. You know what I mean when I say, right, guys? Lots and lots of raw destruction, and you've got to be very careful of the distractions, right? It's a political year. Well, it's an elections year. Sorry. And y'all go blind. Y'all do not be distracted. People are distracting every single day. This I should have fixed my tie. Good, sorry, but every single raw day is a destruction. If it's not destruction, sir, is a destruction there, a destruction here, and all you're not paying attention to the main things that's happening. And by the time you all blink, not blink and block out in all these raw things, right? Or when you go around Fraser Street and you've done all your raw money, and then you come back. It's an elections year. It's time to prepare to vote. But yet most of them just distracted because of some of those raw politicians at Freedom House, and some of them raw friends now fighting amongst each other to distract from the main issue, like raw biometrics, like raw the Chief Justice ruling, and all these things to distract. Wanna being, I am absolutely serious, guys. Wanna being distracted, and until wanna understand that wanna is distracted, wanna is being distracted. This all I gotta say to wanna. That's all I gotta say with wanna being distracted. All wanna. Imagine one guy from Barbados said that they own Rihanna, and wanna. Oops. Good night again to all of you. It's Friday, right? Wanna. They owning up to owning up to Rihanna. They say they owe Rihanna, and y'all ain't do nothing. Y'all ain't say nothing at all. What is wrong with Wuna? Wuna have to be extra careful because this is a very important elections for Wuna. And if Wuna continues to be distracted, well, cat eat Wuna dinner. And when I say cat eat Wuna dinner, I really mean it, if you know what I mean. Cat, not just cat or whatever, but cat eat Wuna dinner. Catfish, whatever, eat Wuna dinner. Because Guyana is not going anywhere. It's all sort of distraction. Distractions here, distractions there. One day is Bucketa Bloom, next day is Slack Buck Bloom, next day is Barbie. Every single day, Wuna being distracted and Wuna not waking up. Sorry about that. And this is no disrespect to anybody, including Wuna in Barbados, right? It's not a disrespect at all. But Wuna in Guyana are being distracted. That's all I have to say. When the friends fall out and they start to fight each other, Wuna take Wuna Marby, and Wuna take Wuna plate a cook up, and Wuna take Wuna plate a dal or cup a dal. Wuna sit down and watch. Let them fight. Let them fight, Mati. Let them slack up whatever, take it off and dash it on Mati. Wuna, do not be distracted. What else is happening that we can talk about? Because don't forget, the elections around the corner. And again, I say to Wuna, let them fight their battle. Let them fight their battle. I'm pretty sure Maya is not going to want to say much right now. Maya is not going to want to say much because all of them are friends. That's all. All of them. And all of them are using each other. And so they're not going to come out. They're not. That's why I'm saying do not be distracted. Wanna remember, look at this post by that clown in Guyana, Jagdiel. He says, comment by Barbados Prime Minister Maya Motley a short while ago. Wanna remember? Wanna remember she crawled into Guyana? Wanna get short memories? Wanna don't care? Wanna just when wanna wake up in the morning, wanna just support whatever sounds nice. And that's why wanna are being distracted, wanna be used politically, and wanna don't see. Let friends fight. Wanna take wanna Mobby and enjoy it. Remember this. Remember, I remember this day, right? Remember it. Remember. Now they seem to be fighting. That's okay. That's okay, guys. I'm not saying that at some point in time we wouldn't have some focus on that, right? But all I'm saying is let's not be distracted. Do not be distracted. Listen to this. Back in 2020, March of 2020, listen to this.
Guyana ruled yesterday, and her ruling was absolutely clear that she expects the returning officer to either start anew or complete the process with respect to the SOPs. Any attempt to be able to stall the process or any attempt to be able to obfuscate the process is one that runs against the spirit of the Chief Justice's judgment. And it is against this background that we pray that even though a statute puts power in the hands of a returning officer, that returning officer will understand that he holds in his hands the future and stability of Guyana as we go forward.
Well, you guys heard it there, right? You guys heard it. Maya Motley also in a subsequent newscast actually said each and every vote, each and every vote should be counted. And each and every vote was actually counted. Those votes were counted, but nobody cares. Maya didn't care. Maya did what she did, and she beat out, and she go around the place, take the photograph with catfish and them. She get a little land, she get a little all sort of things. And that's why now let them fight, let them battle. Let them battle. That is, I'm going to get a t-shirt, and I'm going to put on that t-shirt, let them fight. Let them battle. Wanna just watch on. All day, wanna on Facebook. Barbados. Wanna distracted. How many wanna register to vote? Thank you, Sonia Rigby. Plus they give black sheep and all kind of things. How many of you guys are registered to vote? How many of you guys will pay attention to when folks go in front of GCOM to protest? How many of you guys are calling on your family and friends back in Guyana to go out and protest and do these things? Wuna don't. And look, when I say Wuna are distracted, I really do mean it. I'm not saying that I don't tell people what to be focused on and what not to be focused on. Fair enough. But this is an elections year in Guyana. And you guys, for the most part, y'all are not focused on the real issue or issues. And the time when it comes now for you guys to be focused, y'all get kept with y'all pants down because y'all are distracted from those sort of issues and not the real issues. Register to vote. Make sure your names are on the list. The Chief Justice did a ruling, and the ruling was not in favor of the opposition as it pertains to house-to-house registration, I believe, right? And all these different things. They are running away from biometrics. Not enough focus on that by the people. They're running away from the voters list that is heavily padded. Not enough focus on that. And so let me ask you guys this. What does it benefit the majority of Guyanese if that thing, fighting against the other thing, their friends fighting about who got Barbados, who got this, and who cares? Who cares? Guys, it's a distraction. I repeat, it's a distraction. And then you get another guy in Barbados. Let me hear what this guy said. And let me just, I'm not playing into that, I'm just showing you guys where it's a distraction. Listen to this.
But really, if you go to Barbados, that's not like no big destination you're going to. You got to be really desperate to post like your picture on Barbados. Say, look, I'm traveling now. It's funny for me.
Eat this man for lunch, no. When politicians start to talk foolishness, right? Somebody just gotta come along and set the record straight. But right, let me show you what part the real Caribbean backbone is, man. Because you lost. Cause just so you play, you might want stretch cross the sea note to come and disrespect them. You real right so brave for a man who country does black out more times than I does blink. But here talking out you netly, you teeth take a lunch break. And a name that sound like Corrida or Gady Belly. Let me tell you something, man. We might be small, but we powerful about here, Chiefa. And we got the most exported icon in the Caribbean. Oh no. Rihanna. Rihanna, boss man. Guyana could barely export a decent Wi-Fi signal. Hot economics when one could stabilize when a current, man. See why you should keep your mouth quiet like GPL customer service though? Can't even fix you light bill system and you gotta say the civil Barbados. It seemed like wanna quit to talk until it's time to produce a passport. And all of a sudden one is trainees. Shite man, we GDP per capita got one of little pyros out here in these streets. So until one can match that, keep your mouth quiet and hush up in here. You ain't want this type of tourism from Barbados here? Somebody in Guyana need to talk to this man and tell you to behave or get hit with 2 soft breadfruits. Imagine not having free education nor clean water and talking all over your face. But don't worry man, you ain't get a chance to redeem yourself. We can schedule you public apology between 2 p.m. and you should have hushed to our soul up.
Well, we're not here for oneself, right? That Bajan guy claimed Rihanna. And this is the iPass guys like Jagdale This is the impasse they're bringing upon Guyana because Jack Day doesn't know how to keep his slack mouth shut or nothing at all. Anything that's slack, keep it shut, Jack Deal. Keep it shut. You're not making any sense. You get those people in Barbados now disrespecting Wuna about blockout, disrespecting Wuna about Rihanna, when in fact they don't 100% own Rihanna. Half of Rihanna is from Guyana and half of she is from Barbados. So Guyanese own 50% of Rihanna. So I disagree with that. But Guyana is a beautiful country. Lots of tourism in Guyana too. Guyana is a very rich country, extremely rich country, but it's being destroyed by pacus like Barra Jack Dale. And that is right. That guy sitting there probably not far from Bridgetown or wherever, or Christchurch or St. Michael's, and he could talk like that. Now, I don't agree with the talking, so much of the talking, except blockout and all these things, but I understand his sentiment. He's got to stand up. He's got to fight back for his country. A little island, a beautiful island, mind you. I've gone there a couple of times and walked on the beaches, and it's beautiful. And anybody who takes a nice trip out of wherever they are and go to anywhere, it's an accomplishment. It's fun. Of course, you'd want to take pictures on the beaches. You'd want to take pictures eating. It's fun. It's fun. And going, if you are not accustomed traveling and you go to small islands, like Barbados or wherever, you'll feel good. You'll feel good. Going to Barbados when you're not accustomed leaving the country is like going to Dubai, if you know what I mean. But outside of that, do not be, I repeat, do not be distracted by slack mouth. Do not be distracted, guys. And now, I don't want the Bajans to get upset with me at all. Again, I love Barbados. Even at a time when they were putting Guyanese on the bench, they were insulting Guyanese. They were being ruthless to Guyanese. But at that time, Slackmouth didn't get the bravery, or wasn't brave enough to stand up. He didn't get the balls. Of course, that's absent indeed, maybe through surgery. Well, again, it's none of my business. But they weren't standing up when the government of Barbados, they were putting Guyanese on the bench. Do you know how many Guyanese go on the bench the minute you go to Bob? And if Slackmouth was standing up for Guyanese then, if Slackmouth was concerned then Wuna could understand, and Wuna would know where I'm coming from. But Slackmouth didn't care then. I've gone to Barbados and I saw Guyanese sitting on the bench, on Wuna bench in Barbados. And that Paku in Guyana never gave a darn. Never give a darn to stand up and represent Guyanese. Now his bumps raised, his bumps raised, all because one person or persons who they used to be friends slackening up together and all manner of things together as they sold Guyana out and they got richer and rich, all of them, Slackmouth, Slack Brazil, Slack whatever, all of them from the Slack crew, all of them from the Slack Bokta crew were all friends and partners and all these things. And it's a bunch of jealousy that's going on right now. They're fighting against each other. And I say, sit back, wanna drink, wanna marby, and wanna eat, wanna whatever, and wanna just do not be diverted. That is what I have to say to Wuna. Because back in those days, somebody tell me I must welcome. There's no shout-out show. If you want a greeting show, go and look up for Pancho Carew and tell Pancho you want to send some hello, some greetings to somebody and all these sort of things. Why wanna like treat me like that? I heard a lot of people from Barbados are watching. They know I love them. I love Barbados. I'm not going to talk about my personal life, but Bajan woman, oh, you know I love you, all me, all my breadfruit, all of my breadfruit is yours, more. All of my breadfruit, Good night again. It's Friday night. It's just Friday, Isaac Davis. And all of you guys, it's Friday. Let's loosen down a little, right? Audrey Joseph, how are you doing? Gosh, look at you, Audrey. Thank you for tuning in. Someone says, welcome, Audrey. Audrey Joseph, for the first time you're watching us. Gosh, this is how we behave on 107.1 FM. We tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So how are you guys doing? And what else should we be talking about right here tonight? We don't want to continue talking about these two persons here, Sam Guru and Guru Suru. We don't want to, but want to tell me what else would want us to talk about? What else would want us to talk about tonight? We can talk about so much things, including the $50,000 a month. When will Slack Mouth tell the nation who is paying this lobby firm? Who is paying these people $50,000 US dollars per month, guys? 50. Can Slack Mouth, Jack Dale, or Slack whatever Jack Dale, because you know what I mean. So we're not going to go down that route. We're not going to slacken up tonight at all. We're going to keep it nice. We're going to keep it clean right here on 107.1 FM. But the nation needs answers. Guyanese need answers. Who is paying this 50,000? Now we know the Mohammeds them, Slacky them. We know that they are no longer friends with the PPP. At least so it appears at the surface. We don't know what sort of negotiations going on behind the scenes. We don't know. And so we have to assume that they are not friends at this point in time. But the question is, because maybe if Slacky, the Slack crew, and Slacky, Jack Dale and them were still friends, then maybe they would have been paying this money. The same sanctioned people that they're talking about, maybe those same sanctioned people, by the way, the 38% tariff is almost a sanction, mind you, right? It's a different form of sanction. So tell Slack Mo Jack Dale that. But who is paying this 50,000? Who? Do you guys have any idea as to who is paying this money? 50,000, Rhonda Lane. Do you know who's paying this money? Tell us, Rhonda Lane, Beverly Ann, Romaine. I see what you did there with Slack and letters of the alphabet, starting with B and after the letter S is what? I see that. Look who suddenly resurrect. Busy all the time, busy working for the past 48 hours. We can't get a hold of Wayne Caesar, but suddenly he pops up here. Welcome Wayne Caesar, guys. Welcome him. But Wayne Caesar is saying here, that's the Guyanese people money being used to pay the lobbyists for. Of course, not the PPP, money, because the PPP is a set of gangsters. Now, these lobbyists, you can't blame them. When they catch Paku, they're going to bust Paku back and put salt in it. And that's what this lobbyist form is doing right now. You can't blame people if they're hired to do something and they got to do what they got to do, and they're just taking that $50,000 a month because the catfish crew are the most ridiculous set of individuals on this earth. And when I say the catfish crew, I really do mean Jack Dale, Irfan, Priya, Mark Phillips, Lick Lips, all of them, and members of the, as Dr. David Hines said, the LB whatever crew. All of them are a bunch of catfish, and I really do mean it. And I want to say it so that you guys can read between the lines when I said they're a bunch of catfish crew. All right, so I noticed somebody said to talk about the cocaine. What do you guys want us to talk about the cocaine now? The cocaine is 6.3 tons. Somebody told Audrey Joseph, and all the other people out there, and the Linda and Suzik Highway that's watching. Good night to all of you. Can you guys talk and remind those who are now watching this show, maybe some for the first time, maybe some just peeping because the The bomb sprays, and they don't want us to see them watching any longer. They get enough of them bomb sprays. Well, a few of them. We know who they are. Some of them watching right now from Congress. Anyways, place. All right. So talk about the cocaine. 6.3 tons of cocaine in that African country. But nobody in the corrupt PPP regime is telling you anything about this. But they want to tell you about who got Barbados and who this and who that. All manner of dotishness, slack, bokta, slack this. And tell some people who is bokta, because a lot of people watching this show might not know what is bokta. Right? They might not know what is bokta. And look, just forget it, man. We might as well just show them, right? Oops, sorry to tease you guys there for a moment. But they distract you guys with all manner of things. Because all day on social media, y'all talking about slack bokta. All day y'all talking about Barbados and this. And y'all are not talking on what we're supposed to be focused on. Now, it's good to have a little bit of distraction. It's good to have a little bit of fun. Don't get me wrong. It's good to go to bingo. And just, I noticed Francine is very busy. Don't steal the people's bingo's money, Francie. Do not do that. But again, it is what it is, right? So let's get back to the missing cocaine. Those of you don't know, an officer from TSU, which is the Tactical Service Unit, TSU, they slacked up. They got so slack that they decided now, evidence, cocaine, right? Confiscated and supposed to be presented for evidence. They turn up now and about 100 kilos of cocaine missing. Y'all are not surprised, right? It's not the first time these things happen. Them banners just take the cocaine. Not all police officers, they get corrupt ones. We know that, right? And good night to the good ones in the Guyana police force. Good night to good policemen and women, whether in Guyana, Barbados, wherever around the world. Good policemen and women are there to do their jobs. But the corrupt ones, but this is what one of the corrupt ones did in Guyana. In Guyana, if you're not from Guyana and you're watching right now, let me tell Wuna this. So they got the cocaine as evidence, supposed to present the evidence to the court as cocaine. Now, one or couple corrupt police officers in the Guyana police force decided that they have usage for that cocaine. It's either they took the cocaine and gave it back to the individual. That is what happens. And so instead of it being cocaine, I know some of them PPP would have sniffed cocaine, jump them senior ones in the PPP. Their nose just fly past the screen so as though they swooped up everything there, right? And so I sometimes get a little bit, carried away, full of myself, with the PPP and sniffing away, those officials sniffing away the cocaine. Now, they're not the ones who sniffed away the 100 cocaine into their nostrils and whatever. No. It is some corrupt police officer or officers. They stole the cocaine and they put flour. No wonder why when we went to the puri shop in South there, you go in there by Rasville side, the puri man, ain't get no puri or roti. That is why they get roti and puri shortage, because they took all of the flour and replaced it for 100 kilograms of cocaine. And that's not the only one, guys. 100 kilograms of cocaine. Now, here is what could have possibly happened. The police, because they get some police who are drug dealers, right? They get the corners, they get the spots, and all manner of things. And some of them get people working the streets for them, selling. It's a reality in Guyana. It's happening in Guyana. So y'all should not be worried when you hear about an allegation that 100 kilograms of cocaine missing. That's a heck of a lot of money right there in Guyana. Now, where is the cocaine? It's not up in slackmouth Jagdeo knows? Did he sniff it all out? Or Irfan sit and just clump it all up? Where is the cocaine? It's back out in the streets. It's in the hands of whoever probably got caught. And these things happen. And frequently. It just so happened that they got caught now. So now let's look at the bigger picture. If or whoever was busted for that cocaine, whoever was busted for that cocaine, what do you guys think should happen to that person? The lawyer should look into that right now. Because if it is now flour, a defense lawyer, a good defense lawyer, oh man, I wish I was in the courtroom. No, I'm not yet, right? But a good defense lawyer would argue, will call for that case to be reopened and say to the judge or the magistrate, apply for bail right away, and then ask that the case be reopened with the intention of having it dismissed. Because you convicted my client or clients on this cocaine that is supposed to be evidence. You presented it to court. But now I'm saying to you, the court, your honor, your worship, or whatever, that it is not cocaine, it is flour. And on that basis, my client was convicted on a lie. Because when we thought that it was cocaine, it wasn't. It is flour. How then can you convict my client on the basis of a falsehood? The case would collapse right away. I don't know whose case is it. I don't know what, but I would have done that were I practicing, were I officially a lawyer. You just still have bait for now, right? And so that is what's happening with the flour and the cocaine. Flour and the cocaine. Every single time the PPP is in office, it is always about cocaine. Cocaine, 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 smuggling gold, smuggling this, duty-free corruption, duty-free concession corruption, all manner of scandals under the PPP regime. In a slack-bucked economy, right? That is what we have going on. I don't know, guys. What else can we talk about? Because we still have another 15 minutes. We can talk about a lot of things. But I don't want to talk about Barbados and one of this and that, because we love Barbados. Barbados love us. Bajans love us, and they can't do without guidance. Because the young man in that video spoke about GDP and all, and Barbados booming, and okay, fair enough. But there was a time when Barbados couldn't stand up on his own. Oops, sorry if Jack is what. But Barbados couldn't stand up on his own. Sorry, Anil. Right? Barbados couldn't stand up on its own. And it was Guyana that had to lift Barbados up. There were lots and lots of Bajans who rushed to Guyana. There are lots and lots of Bajans who were rescued during those days when we had flambeau lamps and gas lamp and all these different things. They were running away from Barbados, and Guyana was open because they had good CARICOM, they had good camaraderies between the leaders, whether it's Barrow, whether it's Burnham, and all these. And that was when you had real friendship with CARICOM. That was the purpose of CARICOM. Nobody chased anybody. And so when the Bajans were running to Guyana and all things, Guyana was like a little New York. Guyana was like a little Florida, Maryland, or wherever for Bajans. And now I'm not disrespecting the Bajans, because I love the Bajans. Oops. Especially that one that says, all my breadfruit is yours. Good night again, guys. And so this is not a, oops, I'm being a bit naughty there. I should not, right? Yeah, all my breadfruit is here. And so Bajans rushed to Guyana. Guyanese rescued Bajans. In fact, if you talk to some, your great-great-grandmother, grandfather, some of them come from Barbados. Some of my paternal folks came from Barbados. The Pattersons on the quarantine There were 3 or 4 brothers many, many years ago came from Barbados to go and look work in Guyana. One of them went Barbados, and they were smart. 3 or 4 brothers, they split up so that they could do what? They could multiply. So one stayed on the quarantine at Kildonan Village, Patterson, end up marrying somebody who's a Campbell for me, my paternal grandmother. And so the Pattersons and so forth, big them up there on the quarantine. One go West Coast Barbies, the other one went Essequibo, and so and so. So there's always this connection. Nobody's going to divide us. But Slackmouth Jack Davis is not going to divide us. It's not. But we have better things to talk about. You get the cocaine missing, and then they put it back in flour. There should be a cocaine investigation, right? Where is the cocaine? Where is the cocaine? They can't blame Aubrey Norton for that, you know. They can't blame, Nigel Hughes is still, sorry. I almost thought that Nigel Hughes decided to bow out, but they can't blame Nigel Hughes for that. They can't blame David Hines, the WP&M, for that. Slackbuckter, they got to accept responsibility. Because since they have gotten into office, guess what? Everything gone helter-skelter. Helter-skelter. Worse than a fish market. Worse than a catfish market. Everything gone helter-skelter. Just gone. Helter-skelter. And that is what's happening. That is what's happening. Sometimes I used to be on this program and people just texting me, sending me link. I can't be on this show and then check link out and these. Wanna distracting me. Thank you. So lots and lots of things happening in Guyana, and you do not be distracted, guys. I repeat, do not be distracted at all. What else we can talk about before I prepare to jump in a minibus and get out of here? Jump in a minibus and out of here. What else you guys want me to talk about? But in the meantime, I'm reading some of your comments. And if any one of you celebrating your birthday or whatever anniversary, happy anniversary. And you guys know we have a program every morning, 5 o'clock, right? Guess what? Apostle and pastor, their birthdays are just days apart. Greenwich, happy birthday to you guys. Belatedly. And every morning, Monday through Friday, watch that religious program. Watch it. All of us need a little cleansing sometimes, right? And watch it and just start your day off in a nice, peaceful manner. What else is happening that we can talk about? Carlos Smith, how are you doing? Carlos talking about Trump now. Okay, speaking of Trump, this is what Barack Obama, former president of the United States of America, says, that he is deeply concerned with some of the actions that President Trump and his administration have taken and seem to call out the Republican Party for not pushing back on them. Well, they've got to push back, and pushing back will happen largely sometime around next year because, you know, it is midterm elections. Midterm elections. They've got to take back the House. They've got to do that. And you Guyanese are urged to go out and make that happen. Oh, yeah. Once you can vote, you make that happen. We've got to come together. These are trying times. All of us got to come together and do it together. This is not a one-man show. This is not about ego. This is not about nothing. This is not about showing off. This is not about likes. This is not about pomposity. This is not about that. We've got to tighten up. All of us got to tighten up. And those who want to slack off, let them slack off. But all of us got to come together and make it happen. A reality. Simple as that. And then in doing so, the unity must be continued in exposing those corrupt vagabonds in the PPP regime. However it's done, it's got to be done with unity. No one man, no one woman can do it. Not at all. Never has been and never will be. So, Samuna, get Wuna act together. I repeat, this is not about likes. It's not about a showcase. It's not about show off. It's not about the pomposity. It's not about saying who you could this or you. Stop the nonsense, guys. That's a little shade I decided to throw there. Guess what? We're not still talking, but we're not Bajan side of the family, right? We got to remind Bajans, remind them, and we love them, right? Bajans is like Guyanese. Bajans learned a lot from Guyana, you know. They learned a lot from Guyanese. Lots from Guyanese. And then when the Guyanese go over there, they're quick. They like a Guyanese woman because a Guyanese woman could clap roti, make them nice pepper pot, and all manner of things. And then Bajan woman used to get upset because the Guyanese woman got there. Oh gosh, don't go there. But there are some good women all across, whether they're Bajan, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I just listened to the little humor there. Bajan men love Guyanese women, and Guyanese women love Bajan women. Just remember, one say, Mark, all this breadfruit is yours. Sorry about that, guys. We'll take a look at this video before we go.
But really, if you go to Barbados, that's not like no big destination you're going to. You got to be really desperate to post like your picture on Barbados. Say, look, I'm traveling now. You know, it's funny for me.
Eat this mouth for lunch, no. When politicians start to talk foolishness, right? Somebody does gotta come along and set the record straight. But right, let me show you what part the real Caribbean backbone is, man. Because you lost. Cause just so you play, you moat one stretch cross the sea note to come and disrespect them. You real rascal.
Well, we gotta go is not only mouth could stretch across the sea, you know, everything stretches across the sea. But then again, it's Friday, right? Let's keep it nice and really nice, if you know what I mean. I noticed, sorry about that, guys. I noticed there's a comment there from a Mary Figueroa says, Mark, like Guyanese women only know how to cook. Absolutely not. No, Guyanese women are the best. They have other women, yeah, but Guyanese women, they can do everything. They know how to cook. They're hard workers and most dedicated, most, and they're loving, most. So no, I don't really mean that they just cook. But once they can cook, holy gosh, you know what is the closest thing to a man's heart? Is a nice, oh gosh, Connie Ostrom, you're welcome. Nice pot to cook up, nice. Oh. Fried breadfruit too, right? Fried breadfruit. You guys are wonderful. You guys have been great all week. Stay focused. Don't be distracted. Let the friends them fight. Let them knock down Mati. Let them pick up. Let them all sort of things in Mati, right? You guys watch on, but be smart in this game. Be smart in the political game. Do not allow yourselves to be used by individuals who have one purpose, and that purpose is to use you because they have an agenda. Those of you who understand this mission, understand the politics, understand what it takes to win an elections, stay focused. Comments such as Slack Bokta is a distraction. Comments such as Barbados, who walk in the street and who God bless and who inshallah and these sort of things, all of it, distractions. Now let them have fun, don't get me wrong. Let the friends them have fun fighting and knocking at each other. But be smart in this game. Do not be used. I'm out of here. I'll be back on Monday, but Wayne Caesar is going to be with you guys tomorrow. Wayne Caesar is going to be with you guys at 7 o'clock tomorrow. I believe he has Lincoln Lewis with him tomorrow. Get lots of people watching. Some people from the, what is that, the message? Some folks, we went into a store earlier and a girl from Barbados said, you Mark, man, we watch you at the uniform store in Brooklyn between 56 and 50. They watch us there too. The Bajans, the Haitians and all. So anyways, I don't want to sound like I barely get a couple people watching. Barely. Me ain't gonna boast like other people to get this body, the body, the body. If one person watches, I'm okay, man. I'm good with that. Because the Bible says even one is a majority, and I can live with that. But I know it's not one. But I'm not here to boast and brag about how many y'all watching. All I know is that y'all stay focused. Focused and focused and focused and focused. I'm out of here, guys. See you tomorrow. I'll be watching Wayne program, so can't miss out. But as for Maya and Jack Deere, their friends, let them fight Mati. Let them fight Mati, even if they got to go to the cathedral and fight. I really do mean the cathedral. Let them fight. I'm out of here. God bless all of you. Have a great weekend. And whatever you do, do it safely. There will be a change for the betterment of all Guyanese. But change wouldn't come just like that. With you guys slackening up and being distracted and so forth. It wouldn't come just like that. We've got to be strategic. We've got to apply wisdom. And we've got to sometimes sit back and meditate on the situation. And if you don't want to meditate, I take what I just said. God bless you. So long.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your gift public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear in the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set to girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into
Ah